I don't know if you've heard, but some people are saying that R. Kelly might have had sex with underage women. Did you hear about this?
I have not heard that.
Yes, some people are saying it could
Allegedly,
be true.
bro.
Allegedly.
This is alleged.
This is
That
very
was a rumor
alleged.
years ago. I heard back in like 2004, maybe.
It is starting to rise to the surface again,
Really?
slightly. Yeah.
I haven't
By the
heard
way, they want. We didn't mention this before the break.
Yeah.
The proverbial they.
The powers that be.
The powers that be desperately want R. Kelly in jail. You see, he's back in jail now because
Back
of
in jail.
child support,
child
$161,000 in child support.
And they know if he had to spend 3 days in jail because he couldn't come up with $100,000 for bail, where the fuck is he going to come up with another $160,000 for child support?
You know what they're doing?
They know they
It was
got
a
him.
funny thing in the interview where he goes, he's just going on his rant. He goes, this is horrible what they're doing to me. They try to take me from my kids. Yeah. Now, he was trying to say his actual children. But for a pedophile, the line, they try to take me from my kids. It's fucking hysterical.
Poor choice of words.
Yeah.
Not the statement you want to put out there. He was back on the news this morning. You know, because as we said before the break, CBS is really is milking this thing. CBS is doing what you're doing with Views from the Sis.
Yes.
They're like, we got all this content.
Yes.
What are we doing dropping it all in one lump sum?
Yes.
Let's drop a little today, a little tomorrow. Keep them tuned in.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing. And I've heard, again, we have Handsome Rob has been on top of this. He's been fantastic.
Right.
Because we don't want to wait till the next day to cover this. We want to cover it day of.
Right.
So we're hearing these clips for the first time, but we already have them. This is the stuff that aired this morning.
Okay.
On CBS this morning.
Okay.
R. Kelly and Gayle King, part 2 of their interview. R. Kelly talks about his money. Of course, this is after what we saw yesterday when R. Kelly starts standing up, spazzing out, looking directly at the camera, shouting about being taken away from his children. I believe when we last left R. Kelly, he had accused the world of trying to bury him alive, but I'm still alive.
Yeah, he whispered a lot. He reminded me, the way he acted during that interview, he acted like Scatman Crothers in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I know it's a very creepy, weird reference when all the fucking mental patients are in his office. No? Okay.
Well, I would say Cuckoo's Nest is a little bit more appropriate to reference than most of what you usually do. So I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
okay
you.
with that. Yeah.
Do you remember the scene?
I don't
Okay, not
specifically, but
someday.
Cuckoo's Nest is a fabulous film.
It sure is.
Fabulous.
Tragic ending.
I only watched the first part.
Oh, yeah. First 15 minutes.
It was a 2 cassette. It was like,
Yeah, I didn't flip the tape. All right, let's go to
now.
R. Kelly talking about his money with Gayle King.
Your income. It was reported that your income was very high. Hundreds of millions of dollars. We'll say that because I don't want to get hung up on the
that's
semantics.
one room I wish that was true.
And yet when you were in jail last week, the bond was $100,000. And they said R. Kelly couldn't even afford to get himself out of jail, that a friend had to come and bail you out of jail. What is your financial situation, if you don't mind saying?
Here's the deal. So many people have been stealing my money. People was connected to my account. I went by myself for the first time to Bank of America. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know what the hell was going on.
When did you do that? First time by yourself?
About 3 weeks ago.
Oh, my God.
Okay, come on. Like, these artists just sit there going, like, I can't believe everybody's stealing from me. You went to the bank for the first time 3 weeks ago. You're in your 40s. What are you doing?
I've never taken a person to the bank. You want to go to the bank? No. Who the fuck wants to go to the bank with you?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And how long ago was that? 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's why they're stealing your money.
Yeah.
Musicians get ripped off all the time.
all the fucking time. Musicians, boxers.
Yeah.
But that's called,
right.
it's called being an easy mark. If you're going to sit there and not look at your money and not know how the bank works in your 40s when you're a millionaire.
Yeah, you got to take that L. Did you guys watch the Surviving R. Kelly documentary?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you notice that all his music was playing in it?
Yeah.
That's right.
You want to know why that is? Because this fucking idiot doesn't own his masters.
None of them?
No, that's why the doc slapped, because they weren't playing the B-sides.
Right,
They
they're
were
playing all
playing
hits.
the hot shit because he doesn't own any of it. So these idiots that are like mute R. Kelly, you know that hashtag?
Yeah.
Play him.
He's not
It
making any
means
money
nothing,
anyway.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
Right.
So that's why he's so broke. It's like a lot of these guys that own, like with Michael, he owns.
Of course he
like,
did.
I think he owns half of all Sony. or something crazy.
He
like
owns
that.
the Beatles catalog.
He owns the Beatles catalog, and I think even more so. It's
Didn't
like,
McCartney get it back?
Yeah, not anymore.
Now, yeah. Well,
He
Michael doesn't
sold
own. To be fair, Michael doesn't own anything
Right,
anymore.
that's true. He's dead.
He's dead.
that is true.
Yes.
Good point. Good
He's
point.
dead as a doornail.
Just one pair of tiny underpants in his hand.
Bury me with Applehead's underwear.
With safe coat. Jimmy's safe coats undies.
Yeah, the coroner just couldn't pry these out of his hand. So,
Rigor mortis set in while he was clutching.
what time is? You can bring Paul Virzi whenever he comes.
Sure, yeah. Paul Virzi's welcome to join us.
But yeah, so Kelly is
But
just
you would think
so
that-
incompetent with this shit, man.
R. Kelly is,
Yeah.
it's not even like he's one of these pop stars. The pop stars that sit there and kind of have their songs written for him that are just a creation.
Yeah.
Somebody else is writing the song, somebody else is making the music, and
Yeah.
you're just plugged in, sing how we tell you to sing. When they end up with nothing, you kind of go, well, yeah, I mean, they weren't really your masters to begin
Right.
with. You're just a piece of the
Right.
puzzle. But R. Kelly
Yeah, it's
is a musician and
Yeah.
a songwriter. These
Yeah.
are his creations. Other musicians go to R. Kelly and say, teach me how to write a hit.
Maybe
For R. Kelly to not own his own masters is
absurd.
crazy.
Yeah, maybe it's hard for us to like accept somebody could be so elite at one thing and that not trickle down to anything else.
You know
right?
what?
Like an athlete that's so good at basketball, and we're like, wait, but you don't know how to do finances at all. You only know basketball.
He's like, look, I can't even walk and chew gum at the same
That's
time.
it.
You have to make
He's-
sure you're in charge of your own money. I'm fucking so careful. I sign every check. No one
Really?
signs checks but me.
I'm
Yeah.
R. Kelly. I have no clue what's going on.
You don't know.
I have a business manager named Carlos. It's not even a Jewish dude, right?
Who signs your checks?
Probably
Does
Carlos.
he have power of attorney?
I'm sure they probably all do.
I've given no one power of attorney.
You're not even 100% sure on
I'm
that.
not even honestly.
I
I'm not
would
even
call
100% sure.
Carlos after the show
Yeah.
and discuss power of attorney.
Bro, one time I called and I got this number is no longer in service, and I was like, oh, they got me. Like I'm waiting for them to get me. I think they're waiting for me to make enough money to get them.
Do you
Right.
check your accounts?
Yeah, so I'm like financially illiterate, so I make them send me a financially illiterate statement. Right? I go, just tell me how much in the beginning of the month and the end. And they're like, yeah, but there's expenses. I go, no. How much at the end of last month and this one? And then I calculate and I just ask questions like, well, why is it less than this one? Well, we didn't deposit yet. Okay, keep it up.
I'm watching you.
Yeah.
I'm keeping you honest.
Yeah, I get
Keeping
automatic
you honest.
deposits. I get deposits sent from the radio job.
Sure.
And certain gigs will send a deposit, but that type of stuff goes through the agents. But most checks, any checks written to the government, to anybody else, I have to sign.
If it comes, so you go to their office to
No,
sign it?
they send me a FedEx with all my bills, and I sign the checks, and I have a record of everything I sign. Hey, buddy.
So you don't have to go to Carlos's house?
No, but I make sure I do that because they're not, if there's anything weird, I'll ask them.
Maybe that's smart. I guess there's part of me that's trying to what up, Virzi? That's trying to just like isolate. The whole reason I did it was like, how do I have more time to just create? Like I
Yeah.
feel so spread thin with shit.
Let me tell you, accountants will they're really good at freeing up your time if you
Sure.
let them. No problem.
Wait,
If
what
you,
do you-
you don't want to
oh.
pay attention to your money? We got it,
Gotcha.
Schultz. No problem. Keep creating.
They'll
hey, I
pay
need
your bills.
I need some money to create.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. None left. I watched it all go away.
Yeah, I keep my eye on everything.
Now you guys got me freaked out.
Just
Yeah.
check it. I would get don't get power of attorney to anybody. Do you sign your own checks and all that stuff?
Paul Virzi's here,
Yes.
by the way. Paul Virzi, who his first TV special just came out. It's called
Hey.
Bill Burr Presents Paul Virzi. I'll say this, and it's available to stream on Comedy Central's website. That's amazing.
Thanks, man. Thanks
of
for
course.
having me too,
Of course.
guys. Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah. Now, you got Comedy Central money coming in. You got Bill Burr Presents money coming in. Are you watching this money, or are you Andrew Schultzing it up and going, you know what? I'm sure Carlos has it taken care of.
Yeah.
No, I got a wife and 2 kids, so she takes, she just I get
Isn't that-
I
that's
know.
smart.
Yeah. And plus she'll do it better than I'll do it.
I very recently put my wife in charge of the finances.
Yeah, you have to.
To the point where now Jess will go like, "Hey, Sam, like, what do you want to do in terms? Do you want to move this money to a different account so we can take care of this bill?" I go, "Jess, this is on you. Okay,
Just do it.
I need you to take ownership of this thing. That's the one person I'm supposed to be able to trust, right? I married this person, I had a child by this person.
Yeah.
Like, you can take care of the finances. It's certainly better than Carlos, I think.
You never know.
You don't know.
Because
you don't
Carlos
know.
isn't buying bags.
You're right.
When I
I
got the
don't know what
first,
your wife is buying.
You're right. You don't know. You're not responsible for Carlos's hobbies.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No,
And
you're
Carlo, exactly. That's it. I don't
You're
know
good-
what his
that's a good
hobbies
point.
are. I just, as long as I look through the statement, I don't see any kind of hobbies there.
When Carlos rolls up with some new shoes on, for example,
We don't do new shoes. Carlos is a simple guy.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. If you're into the fancy stuff, we can't. We
He
can't
he
really
likes
go there.
simple clothes and the Bahamas.
The simple. Now you got me freaked out, Jim.
Yeah, he likes very simple clothes and Swiss bank accounts, and that's it.
Guys, I don't feel very good. I don't feel as confident when I walked in here.
You know who else likes very simple clothes? Freeway Ricky Ross.
Yeah.
You know who's making millions of dollars on the side?
That's right.
Freeway Ricky Ross.
Is he still making millions now?
Right now, no. But at a time,
Yeah.
he was doing quite well financially.
Right, right.
His
So-
business was lucrative.
So wait, you don't sign your own bills? You don't pay your bills?
No, they do everything.
Smart.
The way it operates is they get a percentage of the income. So it's in their best
Right now, it's
interest that
roughly
I-
100.
Listen, everybody that like understands money thinks this is stupid, right?
Yes.
But the way that I'm viewing it is like as I like scale up the business, right? There's people that I'm paying, right? Like there are other podcast guys that I'm doing work on.
Sure,
I'm
of
paying
course.
them out. Like, we're starting an ad agency for podcasts, and I want to be able to pay the employees of that. And so I can't personally sign all those checks, right, and do this. I have to have some sort of structure built. At a certain point in time, you're going to need to trust people, and it's like what Ricky Ross said. He's like, look, people are going to steal as long as they don't steal a lot.
Yeah.
You can sign all the checks. There's not that many checks to sign. And
Well,
also,
if you're employing people, he
oh,
said.
right. You could have one account that deals with that, like that they have power of attorney
That's
in
what
one
you do.
account.
You
That's-
actually
that's what I
are
should
supposed
do.
to have a business account that isn't also your whole
Yeah.
account.
Right. I
You don't
I
pay
have
your
more
electric
than one
bill.
account.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
I'm
put
not-
Carlos in charge of the business account.
Yeah.
And maybe you go, Carlos, I'll take
Guys.
care of the personal account. I can't be R. Kelly walking into a Bank of America for the first time at 48
Isn't
years
that crazy?
old. We just found out before you walked in, we were playing the clips of R. Kelly on CBS News just from this morning. And Gayle King was asking him about his financial situation, the fact he couldn't afford to get himself out of jail. His friend had to bail him out. And he said he found out everybody's been stealing from him. And he found that out because 3 weeks ago, he went into the bank for the first time
By himself.
in his life.
By himself.
By himself.
Bro, he can't read, right? Like this
He
guy's
can't read.
illiterate?
No, he's
Yeah.
Oh, I
illiterate.
didn't know he was illiterate.
He
Yeah,
is.
he's
He
illiterate.
can't read.
R. Kelly's illiterate still?
They talked about that in the doc. Yeah, he can't read.
There's a I mean, my buddy shouts to Cypher Sounds. Cypher pointed this out to me. He's like, yeah, he's broke. And I'm like, what are you talking about? How do you know he's broke? He goes, that's why the stories are coming out. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, listen, when somebody like that's famous touched you, you don't go to the cops first, right? You go
Right.
to the famous person first.
yeah,
and
you got that
get
money. Yeah,
boom.
You got to get that money. Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
was giving 20 grand out to everybody, right? And
yeah.
he ran out of 20 grand. And now all of a sudden it's like, well, R. Kelly imprisoned me in this place. So
Right.
that's
That makes
anytime
sense.
these stories start to come
and
out,
there's
you
something
lose the
mentally
money.
wrong with him. Like when she was talking to him, he can't comprehend. Like there's some real issues with this guy mentally.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The first video I saw told me that back
yeah.
in 2004. The urine video. I was like, that's not healthy.
Yeah, I like that Paul is like, I'm starting to think that I watched him on CBS News, and I don't think
Yes.
he's quite all there.
His reading comprehension is not good.
Pissing on a 13-year-old is like, well, yeah, he's a
Something's
musician.
wrong with this guy.
It's
Yeah.
crazy how many people saw that video because it
piss
is child
video?
porn.
Yeah, you're
It
not
was a
supposed
go-
to even see it.
Why would we admit it?
It
Yeah.
went around everywhere. It was everywhere.
Everywhere,
It was
but, like-
online everywhere. It wasn't hard to find.
There, I remember there was the video of the guy getting fucked by the horse.
Sure,
I think
Mr.
you had
Hands.
you had a funny a bit about it
Thank
too,
you,
right?
yes.
See, single, huh?
Thank you.
Right? So it's like, but
I
that
thought you
guy
meant
was
that's why
an
Jim
adult.
is single.
No. He was old enough to get fucked.
Kenneth Pinion, his name was.
He was the Boeing
A
engineer,
Boeing
right?
engineer, yeah.
But he was old enough to get fucked. But wait, this
Hold on a second.
he was right.
was,
It was.
Yeah, grown man.
It was a grown man,
Sure, he
right?
was,
Like
he was.
he chose to do it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Married, yeah.
He was married.
He's a good
Married.
man. He's a
Yeah,
good. He's, good.
married.
He's an honest man.
Yeah.
He was married.
Yeah,
He's a good, honest married
Someone had
man.
to tell his wife. I got bad news and horrible news.
Yeah. What do you want to hear first? Look, your husband was fucked by a horse.
Yeah, he didn't
Unfortunately,
make it.
he was fucked. He didn't.
He was fucked to death by a horse.
Yeah. What's worse, getting fucked to death, or the fact that it was by a horse?
I'd say
your
the
husband
latter.
got fucked
Yeah, I'm not 100%
I'd
sure
say
where
the
to start.
latter. Yeah.
So, we're talking about idiots and how we all feel like geniuses when we win. R. Kelly, unfortunately, does not feel like a genius because he realized that he went to the bank and he has no money because people were stealing from him. Let's go back to the clips. This is from this morning on CBS. Gayle King talking to R. Kelly about his financial situation.
Make America
Absolutely.
by yourself?
By myself. Because I was so tired of not knowing where my money was, where my publishing is.
Isn't that
where
on you then?
Huh?
Isn't that on you?
A lot of it's on me.
That you didn't know
A
where
lot
your
of it's
money
on me.
is?
A lot of it's on me.
And people say he doesn't have money because he had to pay so much in settlements. What do you say about that?
Lie.
Lie. That's my favorite response.
Gayle King was fucking great, though.
I mean, she's incredible.
She was really ballsy.
And you know that he chose Gayle King because he figured, a lot of black women like R. Kelly. I'm sure that R. Kelly's like, I'll do one interview and I'll do it with Gayle King because he thought Gayle King would go easy. And Gayle King is
And
like,
they may have met already over the years.
I bet they did. Gayle King has been in show business for a long, long time. But she's like, you might have forgotten, R. Kelly. I'm actually a legitimate journalist. And I'm going to do an actual interview with you. Also, I'm not infatuated with you because I think you probably had sex with a lot of underage people. So
How much is he loving the Michael Jackson doc?
he came in and did this interview after the doc like a maniac.
I speculated that he did that because it was like he knew he'd kind of be in the shadow of that giant one, so he could kind of get it out.
But guess what?
Probably
Didn't work.
But no, because the Michael Jackson docs suck compared to this, man.
Yeah, it was like just two guys, and part two was not that great. It was just too much on. There wasn't enough
The Michael
counterpoint.
Jackson doc was fun for Monday.
Yeah.
This,
Oh, yeah.
there's some meat on this.
Meat on
bone.
this. There's
Yeah.
meat. It's a nice shank, man.
Yeah,
There's
this-
the Michael Jackson doc and this really shows you the genius of Oprah because Gayle is an Oprah prodigy,
of course.
and they're owned this last couple weeks.
Oh yeah, they did. But
And
they're the
Oprah's
good
not
guys.
doing these interviews though. It's so weird.
Oprah's
Well, she
doing
did the after
she
show.
did the after show for HBO.
Oh yeah, she did. But I mean, she's not getting R. Kelly. She could if she wanted to.
If she wanted, but she's like, all right, Gayle, you handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're taking all the pedophiles out. Right? We're taking all the pedophiles out this weekend.
By
and
the
it
way,
fucking
technically,
worked.
we're kind of the ones that put them on the pedestal that allowed them to be these super pedophiles to begin with.
Wait, they did? I thought
I mean,
they were
Michael
always-
Jackson was like
the
Oprah's
first interview. That's
Oprah
right.
loved Michael. Oprah put Michael way up on the pedestal.
Oh,
Well, he was famous long before Oprah, though. I mean,
Right, but I mean, Oprah really
I
pushed
didn't,
it along.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize
yeah.
that I didn't realize that she put him up there like that. I had
Oh,
no
yeah.
clue.
She loved Michael Jackson. Like,
Oh yeah.
But
Really?
I mean, Michael was. I mean,
Not to say Michael wouldn't have been famous without Oprah.
the biggest selling
yeah.
album of all
Yeah.
time was long before she came around. What year did Oprah start her show? It was in the 90s.
I think Oprah started in 1968.
Oh, there
Yeah,
you go. That's
so,
right. Yes,
yeah.
her and, yeah,
My
she did
dad
the
worked
Jackson
in
5.
journal, news business in Baltimore, and that's where Oprah got her start.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like way back before it was Oprah. And a buddy of his used to get head from Oprah at the office.
Really?
And
Allegedly.
allegedly said to my pops, bro, this chick's gonna make it. Like it was like that. And for some reason, my dad remembers that story. Like he's got memories that are foggy now. Forgets a lot of shit. Hasn't forgot Oprah's head skills.
Wow,
Incredible.
good for
Yeah.
her.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. Well, let's go back to the CBS interview. This is when. So remember, I said before the break that if you're gonna put out your girlfriends to announce that like you're a good guy, you're not this pedophile guy who's keeping women hostage. That just to make America side with you, maybe just bring out one girlfriend. Don't announce, hey, these are my two girlfriends.
Yeah.
Because most of America is already like,
Yeah.
what?
Two women saying they're your girlfriends and defending you.
Like on Wednesday, you go, I don't have a harem. That's ridiculous. I do not have a harem. On Thursday, you go, here to defend me are two of my girlfriends. And you're going, okay, I don't know if you know what harem means then. But he talks about here with Gayle, his relationship with his girlfriends.
What is your relationship with them?
I love them, and it's like they're my girlfriends. It's like, we have a relationship. It's real. And I know guys, I've known guys all my life to have 5 or 6 women, okay? So don't go there on me, okay? Because that's the truth.
The fact that they're much younger than you.
I don't look at much younger than me. I just look at legal. I just look at you're you, I'm me. Now,
Wait, could you hit pause for a second?
Yeah.
Like, people,
I just look at legal.
like when you have to go and say, wait, before I start, is she of legal age? When you are just getting in, right at the line,
yeah.
there's still some suspicion there. When you have to go, before we do this, I have to make sure it's legal. I would say most people
Yeah.
know that this is not illegal.
Yeah,
What's about to happen?
when your dick is out, you're saying, "Or what time of day were you born?"
Yeah, you're waiting for midnight to hit.
And I love how I got friends that had 6, so don't go there. Like, it's
But isn't
Yeah.
he right about that on some level? Like, there's dudes that have multiple women their whole life, right?
no, absolutely.
Yeah, but they're not on TV trying to justify horrible actions,
Good point.
right?
That's a good point, Sam. Sam, you really got that.
So the fact that R. Kelly might have multiple girlfriends,
Yeah.
least of his concerns at this moment.
Yes.
It's not a problem.
No, that's not. The issue is that some of the quote unquote girlfriends might have been held against their will and also were teens.
He's apparently
underage teenagers.
He's a mesmerizing guy. Like when you watch him talk, you're like, I understand why people I said that yesterday, why people enjoy listening to him.
Yeah.
I imagine if you're a woman and you were a fan of his music, and then all of a sudden that guy is captivated. I mean, come on. Especially if you can't read, your whole life has been verbal communication. You're probably not writing anything.
Does he really expect people to believe that he's sitting there going, you know what I find attractive? Women who are legal.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. I don't pay attention
I
to
don't look
age.
at age. I look
Just
at legal.
legal.
Yeah.
I think.
Are you an adult by this state's definition of the law? Well, then you have a
That's
shot
sexy.
with me.
Do you remember Chappelle? I just thought this funny story. My grandma. You remember Chappelle did the sketch,
The pee on
where
you
like the
sketch,
girl
yeah.
was just getting peed on.
Yeah.
My little Greek grandmother walked in and she sees and it was like the girl's just getting peed on and she's going like this and my grandmother just goes, "Oh, is it raining?"
Yes, it is, Grandma.
So nice.
Yeah,
it
it's so
is.
An innocent Nana
some-
question.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's raining.
Yeah, I don't want to have to. It's a lot to explain to you, Nana.
Yeah,
Yes,
but you
it's
don't want your
raining.
grandmother to
it'd be
recognize
funny
that.
if I was like, no, it's not. Here's what really happened.
Well, you don't want her to walk in and go, "Oh, golden shower." Oh no.
I miss you,
man.
Why do you
Granddad.
know that?
Oh, grandma's in a toilet play.
Did you guys see Abducted in Plain Sight?
Sure.
Oh,
We
that's
talked about it
we
a
don't,
lot.
we don't have
yeah.
to go rehash it,
Sure.
but it was wild, right? Okay,
Amazing.
so there's something that when I was watching that, like, changed my whole perspective on. This sounds like a weird sentence, pedophilia. Still think it's wrong, but I used to think that, oh yeah, these people are attracted to kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody's attracted to kids anymore. I think they're attracted to the power dynamic with a kid, where a kid looks at you like you're God.
Oh yeah, for
Right?
sure.
And that's why he was able to get whacked off by the dad, right? Because his sexual attraction, or the thing that turned him on, was cued by complete dominance over a human being, right?
Right, and then that's why he was able to fuck his wife.
Well,
too.
he knew the
Yeah.
dad was gay. He knew the dad was gay
Sure.
and preyed on that. And,
Sure, but
and,
he wasn't gay. Like,
right.
So, but the
I don't
fact that
know.
he could get up,
B was
Maybe.
just sexual.
Yeah.
Well,
the dad
I-
was not attractive.
well,
You don't think so?
No, the dad was a 5.
No,
In 1972, he was a 5.
I was weird.
Oh, that's a rough 5.
So because you look at the R. Kelly situation, right? My boy pointed out one of the chicks in his harem was 30, right?
Yes.
So it's like, for him, and this goes even into like pedophile priest shit. It's like, oh, does going into the Catholic religion make you a pedophile? No. Being a pedophile makes you go into that
'Cause you're
position
searching
of
for that power.
Because you're looking at the person in your community who everybody looks at up to as God. You're like,
Yeah.
ooh, I want to be that because I need this kind of love and affection. So anyway, it's just a different way to kind of look at.
I
So
definitely
wait,
think
so
that
you
there's
think
something
that
to it.
you think that like a guy that's like 19, 20 and wants to go and be a priest in his mind?
Not all at all.
Right, but you're saying the ones that do that.
Yeah, I don't think being
they're
in,
going to that for that.
Yes, they're like, cause everybody that's going to be a priest on some level, it's like I imagine on some well, no, you truly love God and you want to service God.
But people
They're-
who want a position of power
right.
want it for a reason. Like, it's one thing to, if you want to service God, you want to service God. If you want to service God on a level that puts you above other people, and that's something that inside you,
Yeah.
there's something there.
I also think some
yeah.
of those guys want to think that's gonna they can escape their demons there too.
That's true.
I think a lot of guys think it will cure them, or like that. Maybe
Right.
God can save me.
No,
and-
that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Let
that's
me
a-
get close
that's-
to the person that can really change. And I'm not saying that everybody that goes to be that goes to be a priest is a bad person. I have friends
Right.
that are pastors, stuff like that, are like
A
great
lot are.
guys. Yeah, some are. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have what the percentage is, but that's a great point. So you're going to cure it, right?
Well, you think it'll just save you from
Or
whatever your
save you,
demons
and
are.
then it doesn't save you. But now you're in this position where all of a sudden you got all this power
Mm-hmm.
to do the kind of wild shit that you were trying to run from.
Right.
There's just something curious going on. So, because R. Kelly can bang this 30-year-old and these 18-year-olds at the same time.
Well, let's listen to R. Kelly talk about his girlfriends that he's deeply in love with because they're legal.
Married, I don't know. I don't know if you had a relationship. I don't know what I don't know. But one might be older than the other. One might be younger than the other. Okay? So I just look at legal. Okay? People, there are older men that like younger women.
Is that
there
you?
are younger women that like older men.
Are you an older man that likes younger women?
I'm an older man that love all women.
Okay.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
I'm a
record.
sexual
Went
man.
up. Yeah.
But by the way,
That was honest, though, what he just said.
I love all.
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
When you drag out the word all in an interview, you're trying to save your reputation.
Yeah.
That just snuck out. I love all. Oh, fuck. Why did I say that?
Just licking his lips, looking at Gayle. I love all women, Gayle. Okay, Robert. Get a hold of yourself. And this is where R. Kelly. So one of the defenses he's saying is that the women that were being quote unquote held captive, he said he bought them from the parents. So
He bought them.
I believe that he is saying that. So I mean, it's like, if he bought them, he bought them. That's fair. Fair is fair.
That's true.
And you should talk to the parents.
Absolutely.
He's bringing up the parents here.
Yeah.
In one of these
Exactly.
situations.
Speak to the merchant.
That's right.
I didn't go looking for a Jocelyn Savage. I was doing my show. He brought her and asked a friend of mine to put her on the stage with R. Kelly. Make sure she's on the stage.
Azriel Clary, what can you tell? What is your relationship with her?
Right now, I'm seeing her.
You were seeing her.
Yeah, she's 21. I'm seeing her.
She's 21.
But you're in trouble when you're, for the record, 21, and I'm seeing her. Like when age comes first. Before you ask, she's 21.
Wait, is she the one from the documentary that left that they found on TMZ, or no? Is that a different girl?
I think that's a different girl. I think that Azriel.
Because that girl was heartbreaking. The girl, her mom came and rescued her.
Yeah.
And then
back.
And then they said 3 days later she went back to R. Kelly. But after that she went back home,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
which made me feel good.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
People do escape.
They do.
I mean like abusive situations.
They do
Right,
escape.
right.
Yeah. If there are abusive situations.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Allegedly.
I don't think I'm going to
Allegedly.
get sued for saying that she might have escaped an abusive situation. I think I can hold up in court.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, R.
Okay.
Did you start seeing her at 17?
Absolutely not.
Did you have sex with her when she was 17?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Although her parents wanted me to.
No, her
but
parents claim they have text messages that show that you had sex with her when she
Claim.
was 17.
Claim.
So you're saying you did not have sex with her when she was 17?
Absolutely not.
Can we look up Azriel Clary? Troy, I want to see what she looks like so I'll know her face.
Yeah, is she the one that went to the pool party? Remember that one that was describing going to the pool party, who was hanging out outside the courtroom during R. Kelly's first case?
I don't remember. I remember the one that had very, very short hair at the end with the little baseball hat, and they took her.
Oh, I remember her. Yeah, that was the one.
Is that who's the
That's
one whose
not-
mom came and rescued her?
That was her, but she cut off all her hair and was wearing a baseball hat, wasn't she?
Is that Azriel Clary?
I think so.
Oh, she's back with him.
I guess so.
That's
tough. That's tough. What
That's
does he?
crazy.
What does Kels do next? Kels is talking to Gayle King on CBS, and she talks about the concert stuff, that he would have girls on stage with him at the concert, they would come backstage with him, and then all of a sudden he's leaving the concert with the kids, and the parents that brought the kids are like, what happened to my kid? So I guess he's addressing it here.
Yeah.
You are with two women right now. You love them. They say they love you. What kind of love is it that keeps these young women away from their families? Their
When you
families
talk
are
about
saying.
these,
I'm talking right now about Jocelyn
because
and
I'm
Azriel.
going to answer your question.
What kind of love
father,
is that?
What kind of father, what kind of mother will sell their daughter to a man?
Who did that?
How come it was okay for me to see them until they wasn't getting no money from it?
Ooh.
Why would you take your daughter, if I were going to take my daughter and she's 19 years old, to a 49-year-old icon, whatever, celebrity, or
Whatever you want to call it,
That's fair.
I guess icon is the
Yeah,
right
whatever.
word, however you want to say
God.
it. Certainly not pedophile, though.
Yeah.
You can say icon.
Star icon. That's such a big
Yeah.
jump.
I'm not going to put her on the stage and leave her. I'm going to take her to the concert. Their father is more into my music and know about my music than they do.
You're saying the parents handed their daughters, Azurel and Jocelyn, over to you? Is that what you're saying to us?
Absolutely. Are the cameras still going?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Why
Why wouldn't the cameras be? How often, they don't turn off in the middle of interviews.
Yeah, let's not film this.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to reload, but we're not going to say anything.
There is a through line with, abducted in plain sight, the Michael Jackson thing, and this. It's like completely incompetent parents.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Unfathomable.
But the in
abducted
plain sight, I
incompetence.
thought was the worst. The in plain sight was actually
The worst.
that was
Criminal.
criminal.
Yeah,
what
honestly.
the parents did.
Well, I mean, look, the
Kick their
father's
heads in.
distracted. He's fucking jerking the guy off. By the way, I submit that he sucked it too. That's my
Of
guess.
course he did. I love how he showed up during the day and he goes, "Man, I'm a little tense. You want to go for a ride? I got a stiffy." And the guy's like, "Yeah, because you jerked me off. I'm a good friend."
Yeah.
It's kid stuff. It's just kid stuff.
Kid stuff.
It's kid stuff. Come on.
There's
what are we
no
doing
way
here?
the father didn't fucking. I guarantee you, Bob's big hand went on the back of fucking Dumpy's head. He was like, "All right."
You think it was a one-time deal?
No.
No, me neither.
No.
No, me neither.
He did sexual acts with both parents, and I think that's what he was holding. That was kind of why they were, he had that power over them.
And
to
he
know it.
he blackmailed the. They all tell them everything, so they let their daughter just kind of be. They're
even-
terrible people.
Terrible parents.
Even the Michael Jackson stuff. It's so clear when you're talking to those moms. If you believe those documentaries,
Dude.
both of those moms wanted to be able to hang out with Michael Jackson, wanted their kids to be able to
Okay.
get up on stage with Michael Jackson,
Yes.
Yep.
and they ignored
What was
every
going-
telltale sign.
The sign that made illuminated for me was one of the moms says this. He goes, "Yeah, Michael Jackson befriended us." Us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
to
right.
this day, she says us.
Wade Robson's mom was saying in the doc, she goes, "No, Michael and I had a completely different relationship than Michael and Wade." And then she says when Michael died, she clutched a Michael Jackson jacket and just cried and cried and cried for hours.
She also said that she didn't want to know the sexual. Is that the one who said she didn't want to know the sexual? Who's the Australian lady?
That's
That was
Wade
Wade's
Robson's
She,
mom.
she didn't want to know any of the sexual stuff. I'd have nightmares. Well, it's like he has to deal with it.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
selfish, awful woman.
Yeah.
No wonder he doesn't like you.
Bro, it was
Yeah, she's a cunt.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a fucking cunt.
I don't want to know. Give me
what
nightmares.
what makes these guys the most sick though is like the shit they do before they actually do the sexual act. The way they like kiss him on the head, give him candy,
grooming?
and
Groom 'em.
then and then all of a, and then it's like I could trust this guy. This guy gave me cotton candy and put me on a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah.
and he's taking care of my family. And then and then we're gonna hop in bed, lay down together, and then it just starts like that. And I think they like still like love him in a way, which is fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah, they
Dude,
do.
I'm
They do.
watching it. That was the
It's
scariest thing
crazy,
about it. Like
man.
when they were the first 30 minutes, I turned after 30 minutes, but before they really talked about any kind of sexual shit, it seemed like they were reminiscing on the best part of their fucking life.
well, the
Yes.
kids loved him. Yeah, like
they
they,
fucking loved him.
I mean, they're still on some level. You talk to Wade by the end of the thing. He's like, yeah, I was like sexually abused, but on some level, he still looks at Michael Jackson as his first love.
yeah,
100%.
because he's young. When you're that young and
You're
that shit
confused.
happens.
Dude, MJ might have
How
been a
would you
better
know?
molester than dancer, bro. The
Yeah.
fact that like
Oh, are
he
you kidding
still
me?
got that connection in these fucking kids' eyes.
Yeah.
Like, and they're both straight.
Well, he is a big star too. It's when you're
Yeah,
considered a
that-
god. There's an aura, and it's kind of hard. But if he was a regular guy, if he was a trucker, if it was Michael Jackson, the fucking guy that worked for UPS part time, he would
tougher.
not have a 30-year love affair.
Be tougher.
So you gotta earn your molestation. Is that what
Oh,
you're saying?
absolutely. You're a god among men. I get it.
FedEx Michael Jackson from Jersey.
Yeah, it's Mike Jackson.
You want to go on a truck ride? No. We tour the neighborhood. No.
Why would I?
Yeah, sure. This is like riding a private jet to Hawaii.
This guy,
Yeah, same
this is
shit.
literally the most. I think it's safe to say. Would you guys agree? This is the most famous person of all time.
Michael Jackson?
I mean, who? I mean,
Jesus, Michael. Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Caesar.
yeah, right.
Some big ones.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say, but in terms of pop culture people, Michael and
Michael.
Elvis
Wow.
are the people.
yeah.
I would even give Michael the edge over.
I would
Elvis.
probably too.
Elvis was there before, but Michael for long after.
Yeah, Michael had way longer of a run.
Like Elvis wasn't in Asia.
Right. Well, he was
Michael was
known.
I think he was big.
Was he?
I think he was
But
big
he's
all
not,
over the
Elvis
world.
is not really listened to in Africa. They probably know who he is, though.
Yeah.
But
Michael's
yeah,
literally
Mike-
the entire world was focusing on one human being. How
Like if he went to
fuck-
Japan, it
And-
was Beatles. If he went to Africa, it was Beatles. Like it was.
How
he
about
was-
this? Michael has the whole world looking at him, and he's still able to molest.
Yeah.
You talk about
And
having
walked with
a
the kid.
lens on you. Can you believe that? You
Greatest
talk,
smooth criminal. Greatest molester of all time.
And he
has
put
to
little
be.
hats on them and walked them around in public holding their hand, and they're like, "Oh, that's not cute."
Yeah.
Pulled it off.
He dressed him up like him and walked him around nonstop. The whole world's watching.
And notice they said it. He
He's the
didn't do
goat.
it with Macaulay Culkin.
He's abducted in plain sight.
Like Macaulay Culkin was there apparently,
Yes.
right? And he didn't do anything with him, but maybe he knew. He's like, listen, this kid's
Well, that's
famous.
Right. And Corey Feldman
So-
is the same deal. Didn't do anything with Corey
Corey
Feldman.
was jealous. Did you see that fucking
He's
jealousy?
pissed.
He was so fuck. He's like, if he didn't do it to me, why would he do it to anyone
Yeah,
else?
we were reading
you
that,
fucking egomaniac. You ugly little kid. That's why he
That's
didn't
when you're
touch you.
fucked up mentally when you're like, what the fuck?
You didn't
Exactly.
get diddled.
Yeah. I
Go ahead.
Nope.
Say it.
Nope.
Say it.
Nope.
Now it's time.
No, I don't have a joke. I had a thought.
Go.
It was like it was almost like when you're formulating a joke and it's like the parts are coming together in front of you.
A beautiful mind.
It didn't happen there.
Right.
No,
the
I
the
saw-
funny part just flew right by.
Two
All
parts.
the other parts are around.
Two parts floated. I just stared at them in the air and watched them go away like a fool. Like a goddamn fool on live radio.
All right, we didn't finish that clip, did we, Troy, or did we?
No.
Okay, this is R. Kelly. Did we
Oh
play
yeah. They're
the
talking,
concert clip we played?
Yeah.
Okay, this is R. Kelly now talking about his child support, which this interview was obviously filmed on Tuesday. 24 hours removed from the interview, he would be arrested for
Right.
said child support. Isn't that interesting? $160,000. But R. Kelly talks about it here.
How can I pay child support? How? If my ex-wife is destroying my name and I can't work, how can I work? How can I get paid? How can I take care of my kids? How?
Your ex-wife
Use
says,
your common sense.
your ex-wife says you abused her, Robert.
13 lying.
You're-
13 years being married. I flew in on a helicopter.
That's pretty
I
badass.
flew in on a helicopter.
That's great. That is pretty cool to fly in on a
Lance was in
helicopter.
the back with a surfboard.
I mean, helicopters are cool.
Oh, sure.
You know,
Are
so
we stopping?
well, just to kind of assess,
Take
like,
it in, okay.
yeah, I mean,
Virzi, why are we laughing
Because
about
he's
the
just so up and down, like, and that crying seems like acting.
wait, and
Dude,
why?
13 years.
Like, why are you crying? Because I flew in on a helicopter. What?
Did that mean nothing to you?
I know. Fucking Vic Morrow told a happier helicopter story.
All right, let's get back to Kels. We shouldn't be making fun of him. He's a vulnerable man.
He's a very
This is in his weakened state. I mean, for God's sakes, guys.
Yeah.
The man flew in on a
Flew
helicopter.
in a helicopter.
You believe this?
Dude, that reminds me of that Bill Burr joke in the helicopter, man. That was one of the loudest I've ever laughed while watching something on TV.
What was the joke?
The helicopter ride he went in. No, he went in, but about the guy. I'm gonna butcher it, but you just tell a story about this guy who was
Giving tours.
giving tours, and then just jumped out of the helicopter.
You want to know? This is a great story. We're driving.
It's too funny.
No, Andrew, we're driving from El Paso to San Antonio, me and him. And I go like this. This is true. This is how it came about. I go, we're driving from El Paso to San Antonio like 4 years ago, and 3 years ago. And I just go, dude, did you hear about that? I heard the story. I go, did you hear about that guy that was giving helicopter tours over Orange County? And he just showed up alone. He got to 500 feet. He opened the door and he jumped the fuck out. And Burr, I just see his wheels. He goes, what do you think? He goes, dude, what do you think the pilot was thinking, right? So then he's going, oh, fuck, close the door. He goes, hey, close the door. And they go, oh, fuck, he starts doing it. And I watched him. I go, dude, you got to do that on, because when we would be on tour, he'd be like, you do that on stage, I'll do this. You promise? Like, we would, a growing thing. And I go, you got to do that on stage. That was so funny. And he did it, and he just did that part. But then he did it from both perspectives. And then by the time the
That's
tour
why
was
I
over,
died, bro.
he had the whole thing. But the guy was supposed to go up in the helicopter with his wife.
And then his,
Or he
yeah,
said that he was going with 2, but his whole plan was to kill himself.
Right.
So he's like, oh, the other person didn't show up. But here's the kicker: the helicopter pilot just got the company handed to him after 40 years from the father.
that was his
and it was
first
like
ride.
it was like his yeah.
And the guy jumped out.
So he went. Got there. He's like, yeah, the other person's not coming. Got to 500. Just looked over and just went. And
the craziest thing is he jumped. So he's doing this funny act out where he's like, so right now you can see the Los Angeles. Put your seatbelt back on. So you can see Los Angeles right now. What's you doing? Close the door. Close the door. What you doing? No. What the fuck? And he goes. The craziest thing is the guy lived. The guy who jumped out.
He lived and then he died in the hospital. He brought him there. They brought him a mess.
Oh,
So
wow.
he does the act out of him falling, and he goes, 4 more seconds until I'm happy. 3 more seconds until I don't have to deal with any of this shit anymore. Boom.
But the guy did die in the hospital.
Yeah,
He died in the hospital, yeah.
But
Oh, good for
dude,
him.
oh god, R. Kelly, man, visionary.
All right, let's rewind just a little bit so we can hear about R. Kelly's helicopter and how he can't pay child support because of it. Sure.
13 years being married. I flew in on a helicopter. I flew in on a helicopter.
Yes. Yes. Can somebody get us some tissue?
I don't want no tissue. I'ma leave. No, you're doing well. Look, man, look.
Wait, somebody is misinforming him of something.
I'm going to leave, he said.
And the guy goes, no, you're doing well.
The guy next to him said you're doing well.
That's like Gayle King's producer. No, it's going great.
It's probably the same guy. Probably the same guy that signs R. Kelly's checks.
Yeah, I'm convinced.
And sitting there going like, no, you're doing great. You're doing awesome.
Tell y'all.
Oh, shit.
I flew in on a helicopter with a damn puppy, and I proposed to Drill, whom I was in love with, and told her, hey, look, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. We got married. Okay? We had 3 beautiful kids. Not once have I ever had a domestic violence call at the house and all this, that, and the other. It never happened. Okay?
I mean, that's the most romantic thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, brings a puppy on a
He
helicopter.
flew in on a helicopter with a damn puppy. I mean, come on.
I believe him.
Does this guy sound like a bad guy to you?
I believe that
I
story.
believe that story 100%.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know how much you have to do to make up for the fact that
Yeah.
you might be pissing on underage women?
Yes.
Like that you really have to charm a girl at that
Yeah.
point.
And
And,
you also-
a puppy in a helicopter will help.
You imagine if a woman says no, you propose, you put your fucking dog back on the helicopter and take off. Humiliating.
All right, well, I guess I
This
got to
is
ride
why
home.
he fucks kids, though, because that would impress a kid.
Oh my God, a
Like, how
helicopter
does
and a
kid's
puppy?
brain work? It's just like,
Well, you got candy canes in there too? It's amazing.
Again.
It's incredible. I got a bag full of gobstoppers too. Amazing.
That's a very romantic way
imagine
to do it.
proposing to your wife who checks your bank account with a helicopter
And
and
a
a
puppy?
puppy.
Yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
And Jess, good news. We also got a dog. Yeah. Like we can't. This
Who's
isn't a.
gonna walk the dog? What
This
is
isn't a
this?
returnable puppy. Yeah. So
I want to go to Lancaster and get one from a puppy mill because they're really that's where the best place to buy them.
you like puppy mills
I
the
do,
best?
yes.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
They love giving birth.
I believe that is Rob in there with you, Travis?
Yes, he is.
So does Rob think that this last clip is best to be played through audio or video?
I'd do video.
Okay. Troy, why don't you hook us up
s-
with the video? Because Rob said that the visual was terrific.
Yeah, I sent Troy the link.
Good for you, Rob.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh wait, did I?
Very dutiful. Very
I tried.
Very
Yeah.
dutiful young man.
Oh, thank you.
Unfortunately,
I don't know if I deleted.
we are dealing with a little operator error here.
Why
Want
would
me
you
to resend
delete
it?
it?
I'll resend
No,
it.
just look in your trash.
Oh, girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, this isn't.
Oh,
It's in
my
trash.
God.
Try trash.
Try trash.
Where's your garbage?
Why would you
items.
delete it? He just sent you the clip and you deleted it?
I don't know.
He sent it to you during the break and he was like, here, we might do this. And you were like, oh, let me
Nah,
just
you
delete
made an
that.
executive decision. Nah, fuck it.
Fuck
Troy's
it.
got Rob on the pay no mind list.
Yeah, he does.
That's
It's
true.
worse than the pay no mind
Right there.
list.
Fuck, Troy.
Yeah, but
No.
this is just an audio clip.
No, but it's
Oh,
I
my
just
God.
resent it.
no, but it's
Go to your inbox.
yeah. Go to
Yeah,
inbox.
try the inbox.
Yeah, boom,
Inbox.
right there. No,
No.
Inbox.
wait, right?
Wait.
No,
Hold on.
Inbox.
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 There you go. Perfect.
Okay. You can see
Refresh. There you
Hey,
go.
there it
we
is.
are. There we
Troy,
go.
you may be
Don't
the
delete that.
worst person to ever operate a PC.
That's not true.
That's
not true.
You're on the list.
You could just click the link. You don't have to highlight it.
I know, but then I open it in Internet Explorer. Then it
Well,
gives
I'd
me
rather you open an
issues
Internet
and-
Explorer than just sit here and have your thumb up your ass.
No, my thumb's not up my ass.
It feels like it. It smells.
Go on now.
It's that one.
Okay, here we go.
Thank God for Rob.
Let's go.
Mike sent me something on my phone and it said that I hog-tied her. I don't know how to hog-tie people.
Okay, look. That is kind of foolproof.
I don't know how to hogtie people.
He's not a Boy Scout. Where would he learn the knots from?
The defense rests.
Can you imagine? You're the Pied Piper of R&B. I mean, hit after hit. Decades of success in the music industry, and 2019 has brought you to the point that you're on national network morning television bawling your eyes out saying, I don't know how to hogtie people.
Yeah, can we see that again?
I mean, if that's not the greatest quote that CBS this morning will ever have in an interview, I don't know what is. And he's doing, I mean, this is the face that I was talking about yesterday, and a bunch of people on social media picked it up. This is the face that I believe will beat out the Crying Jordan face for dominance in crying memes.
Ooh.
This is it.
Sent me something on my phone and it said that I hog-tied her. I don't know how to hog-tie people.
I mean, come on. That face with the context of, what was R. Kelly crying about? He was crying because he was being falsely accused of hog-tying people.
Well, maybe he's upset that he didn't know how to do it.
He didn't even know how to do it.
I don't know how to hog-tie.
Yeah.
I don't know how to hog-tie people.
I'm already embarrassed. I can't read. I don't know how to hog tie too.
Somebody sent me a hogtie manual. I just looked at it.
I can't do knots.
Can't read no instructions about hog tie.
Your Honor, the defense would like to present Exhibit D. R. Kelly's YouTube history. He clearly viewed a how to hog tie YouTube video.
Well, after they accuse me, I'm gonna try to figure it out.
I can't walk these streets not knowing how to hog tie.
What if I find a hog?
I don't know where to find
If I find a hog, what am I gonna do? Just leave it there?
I can't buy bacon in the store anymore because they stole all my money. I gotta hog tie these hogs. Come on, man. The Pied Piper. He can't believe it. He can't believe this is all. How could this happen to him? He's
This is
thinking.
his worst nightmare.
How could this all be happening to me? I did the remix to Ignition. How could this be happening? Hog tying. I don't know how to hog tie. Okay, well,
Look and listen to all my songs. I'm talking about hogs. You want to see me talk about hog tying? You would think you would have rhymed about it.
and I grabbed. I don't hog tie.
Since when? Since when? I believe I can fly. I don't believe I can hog tie. That's not how the song went.
There was a midget trapped in a closet. He couldn't reach the knob. He wasn't tied. I would have tied him up if I could have.
He wasn't trapped in a bar.
I got puppies, not hogs.
Exactly. You don't got tied up. You just put a leash.
Who's got a helicopter in a hog? Come on. It's not going to happen.
Use logic.
Common sense. Use common sense.
It's common sense.
Is that camera on?
Oh, shit.
You're doing a great job, Gayle King. You're doing a great
She
job.
really is, man.
You think Gayle King is just sitting there watching this man lose his mind and going, holy shit.
Yeah, this is what you
the
hope for.
greatest thing that could have ever happened to me.
But she keeps hitting him, too.
There was two things that happened in Gayle King's career. One, she became Oprah's best friend. Two, she got to interview R. Kelly.
She didn't think it would go this well.
No,
There's
couldn't
no
have.
way she thought it would go
No.
that well.
The ego it would take on somebody to think that it would go this well.
Wait, he's going to cry and throw his arms out and claim he doesn't know how to hog tie people? No, it's not going to happen.
That's ridiculous. It couldn't.
Don't, please.
Couldn't.
We can dream.
Do you think that this helps us? Do you think people like go to his music after this?
Bro,
You know, I don't
if
know.
he doesn't come out in a fucking helicopter on his next show, he's out of his goddamn
That's if he
mind.
has another show. He may
Yeah.
not even get another show.
Yeah.
Just holding a hog-tied puppy. I learned.
You can learn from your mistakes.
And now I know how to hog-tie. So watch out. All right, let's get back to it.
Oh, my kids is listening to this, all of this nonsense, and I ain't been able to spend no time with them. This is real. This is not a lie. What kind of woman will tear down a dad who's trying to have a relationship with their kids. You know how many kids need a relationship with their father?
What is your relationship with your
Oh,
children?
my God.
What is your relationship with your children?
R. Kelly is sitting there.
Loosening his tie.
Here's what's going on. R. Kelly just loosened his tie. He's crying now. I mean, crocodile tears. He's bawling, crying. Gayle King is looking at him stone-faced.
Nothing.
Yeah.
What is your relationship?
Nothing.
You know what's going on in R. Kelly's mind? What the fuck do I have to do to break this woman?
Yeah.
How great would it be if he just pulled out his dick and pissed on her? Like, you know what? Fuck this.
Gayle.
Here's your hot dog, bitch. He just snapped
And she wouldn't move. She'd still fire out questions.
while it's just hitting her forehead.
Yeah.
So, what is the relationship with your children? Just
She is
give me a towel.
relentless.
She just says to her
Relentless.
producer, "Give me a towel."
Hey, go back. The most honest moment he just had was that. Oh my God! Like this is his nightmare.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was a very honest moment.
Because this is a guy, believe what you want to believe, there is no doubt that this is a guy who's become a professional at using his emotions to trick women into feeling certain ways and to get people to go in the direction that he wants them to go in. To look across from a woman and to be crying and to be pleading and to be doing all this and to have no effect.
And she has no. Gayle is not looking. You know. And sometimes women feel. You know, right? A little bit like, oh my God, this guy.
Empathy.
She's
Empathy.
looking at him like she's looking at him like, fuck you, you actor. This is bullshit.
She's zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you did. I still know what you did.
I think
I still know what you did.
his meltdown is real, but she doesn't give a fuck.
But his meltdown is not for the reasons that he's saying the meltdown is for, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just he's realizing his career is over.
Yeah, I can't believe that. And he also at this point in the interview, I think, realizes that this is not going the way he thought it was going to go.
Yes.
That he's not convinced Gayle King because he knows. Look, he may not be the smartest guy in the world. He doesn't know banking or reading or spelling or anything like
hog
that.
tying,
Or hog tying. He doesn't know knots. He knows two things. He knows music and he knows people's emotions.
Yeah.
And he knows he has not broken Gayle.
He's probably a very good manipulator. He's
absolutely.
He's a good communicator, and he just can't with her.
He can't.
He doesn't care about the kids crying. There, you're right, Jim. It's not about that.
No, it's more about he's just realizing the magnitude of what's happened. Like, and that, oh my God, is this? It's my nightmare. It's here.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
It's real.
Pulls out his dick and starts cleaning.
What else can I do?
Can't do it anymore.
What else can I do?
And you hear the trickle of liquid hitting the paper as she reads the next question. Relentless. Gayle King is relentless.
It's just gliding down the paper. It's kind of coned, you know?
Yeah.
She's just reading her questions.
She does one of these. And you know, Robert, it says here that you knew she was 13.
From the back of the sheet, you see that yellow stain starting to build, and she won't stop.
This woman is crazy. I'm peeing on this woman and nothing.
Oh, dude, you just broke me, dude.
All right, let's get back to it.
Relationship with their father.
What is your relationship with your
Oh,
children?
my God.
What is your relationship with your children?
Excuse me.
Zero.
Zero.
But I know my kids love me. And I'm in love with my kids. I love my kids.
Let's see what Gayle had to say.
In January, Kelly's oldest child, who is now 20 years old, wrote in an Instagram post that she and her two siblings have not had a relationship with their father for years. We reached out to Andrea Kelly for comment on R. Kelly's allegations, but her representatives say they do not have any statements at this time.
Gayle King is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
dude,
they were interviewing her. 'cause
Stone cold.
She's great.
She's become a big part of the story now. They were interviewing her, and it was a story yesterday that she said, this is when you know you're fucked if you're R. Kelly. The headline yesterday was, Gayle King says she didn't feel like she was in danger during the interview. And you're going,
Right, yeah.
you are so, like, R. Kelly is such a villain that the assumption would be, oh, Gayle King must have felt like she was in danger. But Gayle King is this He-Man of a woman, is this powerful woman who's sitting there standing up to this villain of all villains who can't scare her.
Well, the post on it was him standing up. So all I saw was him standing up in front of her, like with his hand. They wanted you to think that, you know, he was like she was in some sort of danger, but she was ice cold, man.
Yeah.
Give her credit.
Let me go to some of these calls here. Let's go to Brad in Oregon. What's up, Brad?
Hey man, that clip where he was like, I don't know how to hog tie. Doesn't he sound like Sweet Georgia Brown? Remember that lady? Ain't nobody got time for that.
He does sound like that. I think, Rob, for tomorrow, for your project over the weekend, can you go ahead and make me an R. Kelly soundboard, please? Thank you very, very much. Kevin in Florida.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, this interview is so crazy. I can't imagine that somebody who passed the bar exam would have their client do this. So I'm wondering if it's to, like, poison the jury pool or like have a claim for inadequate counsel down the road.
No, I think this is because this is him testifying when he's not under oath. You are poisoning the jury pool. You're testifying, and there's no, you're not bound by being under oath. So he's not going to testify in his own trial, I don't think.
Maybe it's like they're poisoning the jury
But his
pool.
lawyer didn't. His lawyer allowed this.
Maybe he's just like, I don't.
Meaning
care
that,
what the lawyer
like,
says.
it becomes more difficult to have the trial because they can't find an unbiased jury.
I think he's just trying to get his message out
Yeah.
there, and again, not under cross-examination.
But maybe
Because
they're
if you-
thinking
okay.
it's like the Knicks. Like, fans of the Knicks want them to lose more now, so they get the higher draft pick at the beginning of the next season.
Okay.
So maybe the lawyer is going like, okay, halfway through the interview, he's going, this is going so badly that maybe it'll just fuck the case up entirely. So this either has to go excellent or horribly.
Yeah.
So this is by design. That's an interesting theory.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think R. Kelly had a complete breakdown. I think he envisioned this going very, very, very differently.
Okay.
Very differently. I think he thought he was gonna win over Gayle King, like he's done to so many other women.
Yeah, and then when he saw it not going that way, he just broke.
He's broke.
He broke.
She
yeah.
broke him
Yeah.
instead of she broke him.
Yeah.
I believe.
Wow.
Eddie in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, hi. I was just calling because I noticed that the interviewer forgot to ask the most pertinent questions with all the time that she had allotted to her was, did these girls have their passports and did they get their shots?
That actually is thank you, Eddie. That actually is a very, very important question, and
Thank you.
hopefully
Delivered like Frankenstein's assistant.
Yeah.
But still.
we're all sitting there going like, well, clearly this is a prank call. A person doesn't sound like that.
Thank you, Eddie.
You thought that was Igor?
Yes.
Yeah, I do, and who knows? Because we've only heard clips. Maybe Gayle King will ask this pertinent question in the extended interview that they air on Friday night. But I would like to know if the girls had their passports and if they had their shots. Do you know this single, Andrew Schulz? I know you're familiar with R. Kelly's catalog.
Love it.
You like
Love
this
it.
one?
Yeah.
Paul
Live from
Virzi,
Ethiopia.
have you heard the song, Do You Have Your Passports?
No.
Check it
What
out.
year is this?
This is
12 or 2009?
It's right now.
I believe. I think it is from somewhere around 2000.
No, this is recent. He was just in Ethiopia, I thought.
This is from New Year's, so it wasn't this year's New Year's.
I thought it was.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Andrew might be right. It might be recent.
I don't think it's this year's New Year's.
Oh.
But
Right.
he went to Ethiopia. It's from 2011, I'm being told.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he went
I
to
was still
Ethiopia, and yeah, well, you're wrong on all counts. And this was the song that he just started singing to the crowd on New Year's Eve.
I got it. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America.
I mean, it's the greatest song ever.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. America. Beautiful. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Who wants to
What a powerful voice.
Amazing.
Isn't it amazing that he could just sing about anything and it becomes a song?
He literally, I mean, he's got such a, what a gift to be able to fucking belt out a shit lyric song like that.
And he's just recruiting is what he's doing.
100%. But it's great that he doesn't like. He's too stupid to write in metaphor. So it's just very, very literal. But he's so talented that he can get away with being so stupid as a writer.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I would say that song probably wouldn't do R. Kelly any favors if it were played in court.
No.
I would absolutely present that as evidence. Like, just so you know, this is the type of shit he does in Ethiopia. I don't know
Did you
if
get
this.
your shots?
Well, yeah.
I
Need
guess
those
you
shots, though. Need those shots.
'Cause
Can't
when-
be coming without the shots.
But when you say Do you have your passport? That's one thing.
Yeah.
But when you go as far as did you get your shots?
Do you want to come to America?
That's like I'm really asking.
No, yeah. Let's
Like
go.
that's not like we're just doing this for the song. Like once I go, did you get your shots? No, I want to know because I am going to bring some of you back with me to America.
Somebody back was like, "You think we could bring some of these girls back?" And he's, "Hold on, I got an idea. I'm gonna turn this into a song. I think we could do it."